so it's important that he knows what Lukdom is actually vetoing.
Well, the first game is underway.
So it will be French against British.
And just to point out once more that we are getting into tournament games at this point. This is the Second Chance Tournament semifinals. Lukdom versus Jerimuno. Chrissy, would you like to do the Civ introductions?
For sure. We do have, indeed, Jerimuno, who is on the right side of the map, playing in the color red as the British, whereas his opponent Lukdom, who is in the bottom side of the map, is playing in the color purple as French. This is one of those matchups that, of course, has changed a decent bit with the fan patch. France getting some nerfs to CDB cost. The crates were changed at some point. I believe those have been reverted. But overall, I think it is still a relatively even matchup. Britain, as far as I know, is completely unchanged. I do see a very early TP from British, actually, here.
Yeah, and I mean, the French player did get the 200 wood start as well, but it looks like he's chopping more wood.
Yeah, he wants to take a TP as well, but he's like, I'm going to take this TP. Wait, why is there a British player taking a TP here? I guess I'll go for the other one.
Very interesting. And kind of forgot about that for a second. He is obviously building that wood for his house. Forgive me and my terrible lack of game knowledge.
We do have a good treasure here, actually, which could be interesting. Although 2 rhinos, that is quite the feat.
Let's see. We do have the 100 food treasure right here, and the 80 coin treasure on the other side.
There's a very nice wood treasure over here. Oh, there's actually a villager treasure here, guarded by 3 lions, it seems. No, 3 tigers, rather.
Oh, really?
So that might be something they look at. There's, of course, the geological survey, which is...
It's not... It's certainly not ideal. I mean...
Yeah, it has mixed uses, let's just word it like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, there's 2 alligators again with no treasure.
Yeah. Well, it looks like Lukdom's going to be picking up that small 30 XP treasure. By no means, you know, bad treasure.
Yeah, Jerimuno getting 80 coin here. Although the native explorer scout guy is finding him and is going to punch him in the face here.
Yeah, I don't think the French player is going to be able to get back in time to contest that, though.
No, but how will to catch the explorer and kill it?
Yes, certainly very good job. I mean, we do have to remember, Britain does only have that 1 explorer, so if they do lose it, that's going to be very tough for them as far as scouting and collecting treasures. So...
Yeah, he actually had a brief window to get away there, but maybe not
looks like
enough attention there.
Yeah, kind of looks like he decided to stay and try to fight that native scout for a little while, and then the French explorer came in, starting to hit him in the back, and the native scout coming around. Yeah, I think the British player is going to lose his explorer here, which is very good for the French player.
Yeah, it's going to allow him free reign over the map as long as Age 1 lasts. And there are still a couple of good treasures around.
Yep, and it looks like both just decided to go with the 3 villagers, 3 CDB, very standard. Both clicked up to the 2nd age already. But yeah, Britain is going to lose this explorer, which is of course, not good, but is already on his way to the 2nd age.
Yeah, he did actually put his Dead Explorer over to DP, so that is rather nice of him. It should revive as soon as he gets enough hit points.
Correct. Yeah, I would love to see the French player maybe take advantage of this by going for the 100 food or even the 50 wood. But he also did get the 45 XP for killing the explorer, which is very nice for France.
Let's see if anyone's getting a market. Yeah, France did get a market, it seems, and he is getting placer mines currently.
Okay, so probably seeing something...
Oh yeah, we do see him going for his 100 food that you were talking about now that he was able to take out the British explorer. He's taking a good bit of damage here, though.
That's going to be very good for him, though.
Definitely.
Does have quite a few villagers on coin. 6 villagers on coin. That's quite a bit. Do you think we're going to see some kind of fortress age agenda out of the French player, or?
He's most likely going to, at the very least, try. France does want to get to fortress ideally, and he does of course still need steel traps as well.
Yep, he is getting his hunting dogs in now, though. So going to be getting those market upgrades. Very nice for him. The British player did send the outpost with the 200 gold. What did he send as his first? I'm guessing probably 700 wood coming out. A barracks is going down. So still some pretty standard stuff out of both players.
Yeah, and the Explorer actually got revived the moment he hit Colonial, of course, because it does gain hit points, and then the DP was close enough to revive him.
I love the location of the French player's scout right here, though.
Yeah, very nice.
And a sneaky little stable coming out in the south of the map.
Proxy stable rush?
Yeah. But a market is coming up for the British player as well.
The British player is going to scout here, though, and notice that there is no military production building in the French player's base, so that should ring some alarm bells, especially because the French player garrisoned Vils to take out the Explorer. That means he wants to deny more scouting. So Jerimuno should be aware here that the French player is doing something that he does not want to have scouted.
Certainly. Did get the steel traps as well, so the French player has done an excellent job getting his market upgrades. Meanwhile, the British player only just getting his hunting dogs.
He's actually starting longbows, probably because he's scared of like a bike bow rush or something, because, as I said, the French player was very aggressively denying scouting. So he is not responding the ideal way here, sadly. Although, he could cancel, but he didn't.
Yep, looks like he split up his cav here. Gonna harass these villagers, get them all belled up. And as you said, started with the longbow. I think he's just going to be able to take out these 5 longbow.
Look at the Vils here, though. Blocking reasonably well, and I think this is actually a good trade for the British player. He took out 2 Hussar for a batch of longbow.
Yeah.
And look at how low these Hussars are, actually. He took out more like 3 Hussar for 5 longbow.
Yeah, at the same time, he did lose a lot of villager seconds collecting that. Oh, and look at this. Yep, you just flared it. 2 barracks is coming down in the south of the map for the French players, so looks like it's going to be a colonial brawl for both civs.
Yeah, and I think that actually favors British, to be honest. Although the French player does have an extra TP, so that is something we have to keep in mind.
Now that I say that, the French player is stocking up a lot of food, and he shipped the 700 coin. So
yeah, he is going to He just wants to have the infrastructure ready and good to go.
Ooh, even force the British player to make pikes, which I think is actually a win in its own right.
Well, it's only a batch of 4 to protect them from the raids. I don't think it's too big of a deal. I mean, they did pick off the remaining 2 Hussars, so... And he could actually send them to start sieging TPs now if he wants to, especially once he doesn't see any further pressure come his way.
Right.
And I think the British player might be shipping 700 coin here to go to Fortress himself.
Yeah, the French player already almost halfway aged. The British player is sitting at the correct amount of food. Although I don't think he's sent the...
No, he hasn't shipped 700 coin yet, but it could definitely be on the way here. He does have a TP, so he should be getting extra shipments here. And yeah, there we go, 700 coin.
There it is. And he does have a very nice villager economy. 38 bills compared to the 30 once we recalculate for the French villagers.
British does not have access to the exiled prince aging politician, though, so he is going to take a very long time to get to Fortress here.
Certainly. And the fact that, he only has 2 barracks, doesn't have any stables, so we're not going to be seeing any Huss. So if 2 Falcons came out for the French player, it would certainly be quite dangerous for the Brit player.
For sure, yes. And I would imagine that 2 Falcons is what French wants to ship here.
Yep.
Although he actually shipped 600 wood in transition, so he does not have a shipment until this bar fills up again, which is going to be reasonably soon.
Yeah, I think he might have shipped 8 skirms, actually, right here. Unless he made those, but... He might have
Oh
made
yeah,
them from his
that's
barracks.
something he made, because he shipped 700 coins, 600 wood.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I think the British player is going to be able to get away with this. This little bit of a delayed age up time, and he's going to be able to follow the French player up rather comfortably.
Yeah, France wants to take down this British TP, because obviously TPs are insanely broken, so he just wants to take the entire TP line and deny it from his opponent.
Certainly, certainly. Ooh,
Some of the
out
pikes
come more
being taken off
dragoons.
here.
Yeah.
And now H-Skirms has
H
arrived for
skirms,
France.
Okay, that's... So the French army's starting to get a little bit scary. Look how many vills are on. There's a lot of French vills on coin, but certainly if you're going to fuel dragoons and skirmishers, you need a lot of vills on coin.
Yeah, he does actually have 2 mercenary shipments, so he might also be intending to get one of those at some point.
Certainly a possibility, but the British player is going to get up to the Fortress Age, making more longbow. It's certainly going to be interesting to see what he starts making once he gets to the Fortress Age. Does have the stable up. But it looks like he is going to lose this TP, which is certainly good for the French player.
Yeah, he's currently not chopping more wood, so it doesn't seem like he wants to take the TP line just yet. But just wanting to deny the opponent his TP. And we do see that now that British player has reached Fortress, France wants to push in because he knows there's most likely not quite as much stuff as he was anticipating there to be.
I do want to point out, look at the hunts in the British player's base. He's got...
Yeah, that is going to be a problem soon.
He's got about three of these ibexes left, and then he's got to move out to the middle of the map. Bringing in his skirms. Skirms certainly are going to be forced away by this massive match of longbow.
Yeah, vet longbow even.
Yeah. So
there is 5 hussars as the first military shipment for British in H3 actually.
Interesting.
I would have shipped Falcons there probably, but
yeah, there are a lot of... He does have 5 dragoons out as well.
Oh, and there's cuirassiers being made for France, and he has shipped the 2 Falcons, so Brit is in quite a bit of trouble here.
Yeah, I mean, certainly he's... those longbows are going to be dealt with very quickly by the Falconets, and just doesn't have enough hussar to deal with this many goons. Especially if he sends cuirassiers, or he ships or he makes cuirassiers as well.
Yeah, dealing with these 2 Falcons is going to be a problem until he can get 2 Falcons of his own. Oh, and the longbow are going to take a volley here, it seems, possibly 2.
Oh. Yeah, going to take a lot of extra damage.
Yeah, there's going to be a second
It looks
volley.
like the French player is just going to force a fight here. I think, maybe he knows that the British player just isn't quite at the level that he needs to, contend with this many dragoon and this many skirm. He does have vet huss now, but he still only has those 5 huss.
Yeah, and those are going to need to do a lot of work somehow.
Yeah, and it's just...
And there is cuirassiers somewhere. There they are, 4 of them.
And I mean, just look how... the British has no hunt left on his base. I mean, he's
making a lot more hussar though, so if he can focus these dragoons a little bit with his longbow, he could be in a good position. Oh, and there's a big hussar flank going towards the Falcons, but the dragoons are in a good position here.
Yeah, and the cuirassiers are going to try to tank with the skirms coming in. He might...
Falcons are going down though. Yeah, Falcons are dead.
Although he is going to lose his big hussar batch here, which is certainly not ideal. I mean, that's a lot of food, and given how much food he has in his base, that's...
Yeah, now there's nothing left to block for the longbow, and the cuirassiers are going to clean up here.
Yeah, he did ship the Minutemen, but they aren't quite enough. And look at that, 3 more cuirassiers coming down the map.
There is more hussar here now, though, and there is not that many dragoons left.
Ooh, you're right. There aren't a lot of dragoons left at all.
He is losing fills, though.
He is going to be able to tank with these 3 cuirassiers, though, that have just appeared.
Yeah, he needs a lot more stuff, and he needs it now.
Oh,
there's 2 Falcons of his own, but there's nothing left to protect them. Oh, he needs to block this hole between the tower and the Falcons.
Not going to do it. 2 cuirassiers are going to go back.
Oh, yeah, even more crews, never mind.
5 more coming out.
Yeah, that's going to be it.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to clean up this longbow mass as well. And look how many villagers he's using to try to defend this. And meanwhile, the skirms are just in the back, firing freely, taking out so many vills. And yeah, this looks pretty pretty well done by the French player.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think Brit can come back from this. He lost 10 villagers or more here. Exactly 10.
I mean, he's able to push the French army out of his base, but he's lost a lot of stuff defending that push. And there's just so many skirms here now that, you know, 2 Hussars aren't going to be able to.
Yeah, and he's just reinforcing with pure cuirass here.
Which is certainly not a bad composition at all, especially since he's seen a heavy dose of longbow from the Brit player. Yeah, and more skirm coming down the map.
Yeah, and the reinforcing cuirassiers should be there anytime soon.
Yeah, it's certainly not looking very good for the British player. I mean, look how many vills he has exposed out here. I mean, if the French player walked up there, he would be losing about 20 vills.
And once this hunt runs out, like, where does he go next?
Yeah, I mean,
if
the
he
French
can
player
somehow hold on long enough for that to run out.
Yeah, with these TPs, the French player has excellent line of sight of the map, and you know the British player isn't going to be able to go to any of these hunts without the French player knowing. And more reinforcing cuirassier with this many skirms, and all the Brit player has got is longbow. Yeah, certainly not looking good.
Yeah, and he's going to lose even more vills here.
Yeah, important to note, the British player isn't even collecting coin at this point.
Yeah, and he does just resign here.
Yeah. Boy, if I had to point out one critical moment in that game, I think it would be the fact that, you know, Jerimuno threw all of those Hussar at those Falcons, which he took out the 2 Falcons, but then he lost so many resources worth of Hussar. And then the reinforcing batches of Cures came, and he just lost so many vills pushing back.
I think something also incredibly important that might not feel significant is how aggressively Luktom denied the scout in his base in early colonial, which made Luktom worry because he found no military production facility, so he was probably assuming some sort of cheese, which is why he started longbow, and then got caught by surprise with the actually normal Hussar semi-FF.
Mm-hmm.
But because he was still expecting some sort of cheese, because, again, no military production facility, aggressive denying of the scout, he made pikeman because he was thinking maybe it's like a Hussar all-in, which made him actually make, I think it's 2 full batches of military units, instead of doing a normal semi-FF as well, making his age up very far behind.
Yeah, and then the fact that he lost his 2 falconets without really doing any damage. I mean, he killed 1 cure with them, but you know, he didn't have enough hunts. He ran out very quickly in his base, as British tend to do, and once that happened, I mean, map control was the name of the game, and I think that gave the French player the advantage. I mean, if you look in the map, you know, look how freely the French player was able to gather from so many different hunts with impunity.
Oh, Luktom doesn't have the maps.
He doesn't?
Doesn't seem like it. At least Jerimuno has them, I guess.
So
yeah,
I guess
game 1 does go to Luktom.
Yep. Certainly, I really liked that game. I think it was. I think you make such a good point. The fact that he was able to deny the knowledge of what he was doing to his opponent, you know, that's so important that not a lot of people point out.
Yeah, information is such an important thing in games like this, like StarCraft 2. It is what you base your build order on. If you scout your opponent's base and you see no military production facilities, you have absolutely no clue what he could be doing. It could be anything. It could be a straight fast fortress with no units, or it could be a hyper-aggressive cheese.
Definitely.
And if he then also kills your scout very aggressively like that, it really puts pressure on you to just make a decision right there. Because if it is that hyper-aggressive cheese, you need stuff out as soon as possible.
Yeah, and it's And it's also just a very unnerving thing. You know, you don't really talk about the psychological effect that this game has. But,
oh yeah, for sure.
Just the effect of not knowing and not having any idea what your opponent is doing can certainly, you know, disturb your focus and cause you to make mistakes you wouldn't otherwise make. Although I will say Jerimuno, for not knowing what was going on, he still played that relatively well.
Yeah, he adapted correctly. He put down barracks, made longbow. It's just, yeah, it happened to be a normal Cav semi-FF just with a hidden stable.
Yep. But going into the second matchup, it looks like Luktom is going to lock in as Iro.
Yeah, that's not a civ we usually see.
No, certainly not. Not since Iro has fallen quite a bit since their glory days on RE patch. But
I think it's still more the maps than the actual patch, though.
Yeah, and it's certainly, you know, it's certainly not a bad civ in any means, but you can certainly argue not near as strong as it used to be.
Yeah, for sure.
Looks like Jerimuno is... Oh, Aztec? This could be interesting.
Oh, a full War Chiefs matchup here. This is not the War Chiefs Classic, not to confuse people here. This is, in fact, still the second chance semifinals.
Definitely, but I would love to see this matchup. You don't see it very often. And it looks like we've locked in Game 2. Aztec versus Iroquois on the map Tassili. Is that how you pronounce it? Or
I
Tassili?
think this is pronounced Tassili, yes.
Tassili?
That's how I pronounce it, at least.
Well, if it's how you pronounce it, it's how everybody should pronounce it. Oh, I haven't seen too much of this map, but it's very interesting. You know, the two TP lines kind of sandwiching the players in.
Yeah, it's a rather narrow map, actually. There's only about 2.5 screens between the two edges of the map.
Mm.
We do see Iroquois immediately going for a 40 XP treasure, whereas Aztec is just picking up some beavers.
Not bad
but
at all.
we should probably do an introduction. So, on the
course.
bottom right side of the map, that is the other side of the map I was hovering over, we do have, playing in the color purple, as the Iroquois, Luktom. His opponent, who is on the bottom left side of the map, playing in the color blue, as the Aztecs, currently making a fire pit, Jerimuno.
Absolutely.
Ooh, and he found a 60 wood treasure, so he is going to be quite happy.
Also got this cougar as a guardian, using it to scout.
Yes, and cats are awesome, everyone knows this, and these are in fact cats.
Oh, Jerimuno also got a cougar.
Yes, they are very large cats, but they are cats nonetheless.
Yeah, we actually have them in the state that I live in, although they are very rare.
Oh, interesting. And are you allowed to keep them as pets, or are they too wild for that?
Unfortunately not. They're usually found... so I live in South Dakota, and they're found in a place called the Black Hills, which are just... they're not really... I don't know. People want to say that they're a mountain range, but they're not at all. They're just some steep hills.
Oh,
yeah.
Find them there rarely. They're like the Belgian mountains, quote unquote.
Yeah. It's where you find like stuff like Mount Rushmore and all that fun stuff.
Oh, I don't know what that is, but it sounds like a place that probably is rather important.
It's like an American monument. You go there once and you really never have to go there again.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of... Ooh, look at this. Luktom did pick up the Outlaw Pistolero. Very nice job. And the Native Scout. He has so much scouting.
Yeah, and this Pistolero is actually quite scary. It's not quite a Renegado, but this thing is scary. 40 ranged attack. If your Explorer gets snared, it's dead. Like, this thing will absolutely shit on it.
Yeah. What other big treasures are there? There's the 50 wood on the bottom. Yeah, I mean, there's some decent treasures here. 70 food.
Yeah, there's normally not any, like, huge treasures, but there's a couple of these, like, medium ones that are pretty nice to get.
Yeah, I mean, look at this. you know, with this many Guardians, he could easily pick up this 165 coin.
Oh
even
yeah,
maybe,
sure.
even maybe convert one of these Outlaw Riders.
Yeah, they have 390 hit points, so being able to just take one out for free is really, really nice.
Yep.
I'm just taking a look at the decks here, and one player did point it out that there is Town Destroyer in the Iroquois deck, so we'll have to see if that gets applied here.
Certainly an interesting card. Looks like Jerimuno and Luktam are going to age up at roughly similar times. I think Jerimuno is just a little bit ahead. Both are going with the fast age up, it looks like.
That does look like messenger speech, yes.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like Luktam is going to get this 165 coin treasure, which is certainly, I mean, it's an insanely good treasure, especially when you take almost no damage to your Explorer.
Yeah, for sure. And Aztec actually has to be careful here, because if this gets snared, his Explorer could be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, and he could very easily be snared right here. Ooh, look at this. The two villagers coming forward from the Aztec player. The Warhawk's going to come down. The Iroquois player is bound to scout that.
I'm not sure why he let his pistolero die there, actually.
Look at the Travois. Travois going to see it. Oh, look at this.
Right on top of each other. This is like a Brit mirror.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be...
If this Explorer dies, it's actually a huge win for Iroquois, though.
Well, I mean, not only do you negate the buff that the Aztec player gives to units, but you get 100 XP for killing that thing.
Yeah, exactly. So he is gonna get like.
And look how much HP the Iroquois player is sitting at after all of that, after getting the treasures and taking out the Aztec Explorer. I mean, he's still at 475 HP.
Yeah, exactly. And also his native scout actually can't be out stealthed here because the Aztec Explorer is dead. Oh, yeah. He just unstealthed it himself. Never mind. And we don't see any units in queue just yet.
Ooh,
but there we go, 7 Ayana. I'm not sure why he shipped Ayana there in a situation like this.
See, I'm wondering that as well. I hope he's making some tomahawks.
Or uses the big button at least.
Yeah, because the coyotes are going to be coming out very soon. They are in queue. And they're going to be able to deal with these Ayana relatively well.
Yeah, and there's the tomahawks. I think that was the big button.
Yep, there's the... they're a little bit out of position, though. Going to take some damage. Ow! And out come the Mace Holton as well. Ooh. They're going to be able to clean up those tomahawks fairly quickly.
Yeah, and the Ayana are on the coyote, and then the tomahawks are not...
Although you did take out most of the coyote, but there's not...
Yeah, I guess the Explorer there might have crackshot them or something, because that does do a good bit of damage.
Yeah.
And more Ayana popping out here.
The fact that this Iroquois war chief is in the fight while... Oh, out come more coyotes.
Yeah, and this is the problem with going Ayana, of course.
Ouch. And I mean, he still has so many Mace Holton left alive.
Yeah, this is a problem for Iroquois.
Yeah, this is not good at all. Gonna lose a Vil there. Gonna lose this other Vil most likely.
Maybe not actually, because there's the Kanya.
Ooh, the Kanya are coming out. Coyote not incredibly effective versus cavalry.
Let's see if he can save the Vil. Yeah, and it does seem like he'll be able to save it. His Warhead is taking a good bit of damage here, although there is no real siege here, because there's only Mace. But he's actually switched to Tomahawks, and now the Mace are like, yay!
But the Puma are out. And they're going to be able to do very
Puma
well against
just in time
the
to deal with the Kanya.
Yeah, this is really intense here in the middle of the map, because it's such a small area, but yeah, there's not really a lot of Tomahawks to deal with this many Puma, and the Kanye are going to get caught. Going to lose probably one Kanye, maybe two. I know one's on low HP, but yeah, this doesn't look great for the Iroquois player at all.
There's more reinforcing Ayana, though. And the Kanya actually do get away, and they might be able to annoy the Aztec player a bit here.
Yeah, he is chasing those Pumas all over the map.
The Aztec player needs to revive his Explorer, actually. That's extremely important.
Mm-hmm. And look at this. The Kanye are going to do a full circle and come back and attack the Mace Holton. That's very nice. And those Puma just aren't quick enough to keep up. So he's going to be able to do quite a bit of damage before the Puma even get into the fight.
Yeah, this is of course the problem with going pike against hand calf. The calf can just kite you forever.
At the same time, though, he doesn't really have... He's not going to have the ability to... Oh, now that I say that, though, a pretty substantial army has popped out.
Yeah, batch of 5 Anna and the 6 Tomahawk shipment. And his Explorer was alive again for a short while there.
Yeah.
And constantly fighting under both these warheads, though, adding so much damage for both sides here.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to repair this warhead.
It's going to be very close. I think the Iroquois player is just going to sneak out a victory, but he's going to have like 2 units left.
Oh, and he is repairing the warhead here, which is pretty big. It was on 170 hit points.
Ooh, very nice job. More Aena coming out, so... Wow, that was intense. But just the ability to make those cav and...
Oh, he cancelled his siege animation, so it did not interrupt the repair of the warhead.
Oh, ouch. That's going to hurt.
He does have his Explorer back now, though, which is huge.
Yeah, and it's just... Wow, there's been so much action going on. I haven't even looked at their ecos. It looks pretty even. It's 24-21 in favor of the Aztec player. Ooh, but out come more Mace Holton with the Coyotes.
Iroquois is out of military shipments, actually.
Yeah, and I think he's just gonna... I mean, he spent the units to... He spent the resources to repair that war hut, but I think it's gonna go down either way.
Yeah, probably is going to die here now. It stood there valiantly, did a lot of damage, but it does seem like it will go down now. I'll just quickly see if there's any market upgrades. No, neither player has market upgrades here, it seems.
No, and what does the Iroquois player do to follow this up? I mean, there's not a lot he can do.
No, for sure, this is extremely awkward. He needs to get the wood for a warhead, which is... He did ship now, but it's going to be awkward. Oh, even tried to get his Explorer out of there, but it's going to get taken out.
Even trying to wall, but I mean, this is... I'd like to see the Aztec player push in here, though. Yep, here comes the push. And there's just... The war hut is going down now, but...
Yeah, that's going to get taken down again, pretty sure.
Yeah.
Even losing more vills here.
Yeah, and he's belling all his vills in his TC. He's got a lot of Tomahawk here, but, you know,
once these maze get in range.
Yeah. And look at all the villagers that are, you know, getting on low HP and are being forced into the town center. Although did get the war hut up, which is there's something to be said about that. But oh, look at that.
Yeah, he has absolutely no resources to actually make units, though. So he's just going to slowly die here. He did get the Explorer down again, so that's another 100 experience. But like I said, he has no more military shipments. And he does call GG here. So Jerimuno dying of the series here, 1-1. Yeah,
I mean, a very nice job by him. You think it was maybe a little bit of a mistake for the Euro player to start with Aena?
Perhaps. I think the biggest problem was that he placed his war hut right on top of the the Aztec one.
Mm-hmm.
Aztec can ship quite a bit more than you can. I mean, it is only one extra shipment, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, they just have one more military shipment. But in a matchup like this, that actually matters a good bit.
Oh, it makes all the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah, and just I think he was able to micro his army very well. And just the ability to just know, you know, when to push and when not to push was very impressive.
So yeah, Jerimuno looking to not go down without a fight here.
No, tying up the series at 1-1 in this best of 7.
Next map will be a Gran Chaco, it seems. Gran Chaco.
And Jerimuno will have the first pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, he will need to first pick here. Yeah, apparently Lookdown hadn't even done his vetoes yet. I'm pretty sure Jerimuno gets his vetoes then.
Yeah, I think Luktam did veto Bengal, but
Yeah, I think he just like during the game was like, "Oh right, I need to veto," so looked up the map pool and is starting to veto. And I don't think that's how it works. You have to veto before the game actually starts.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's too late. He can't veto after the series has started. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it's definitely something you need to do before the series, just to keep everything fair and even. But we do need Jerimuno to start picking his civ.
But yeah, Jerimuno is the first pick. But I don't think that any of the maps that Lookdown wants to veto are anywhere near. Yeah, they're amongst the last 3 maps, so that shouldn't be a problem.
Mm-hmm. So we will see what Jerimuno will decide to pick as his civ, since it is indeed his pick. Looks like he's going with Japan, perhaps. Oh, nope. Russia.
I don't quite remember how this map looks.
Ooh. Look, I'm going to go in with India.
But India is probably never a bad pick against Russia, so...
No. I mean, they do have a colonial age that can match Russia's for sure. All right, so it looks like it could be Russia versus India for this game 3, if Luktam decides to confirm as India.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be a bad pick. India probably does decent enough against Russia. They both have these relatively strong colonial agendas that they can do. Both like map control. So, it's this map. Yeah, this is totally fine as a matchup.
Would you give India the slight advantage as far as civs, or?
Maybe actually, yes. Because this is one of those maps where there is berries, and India does have a couple more upgrades for berries. Also, there's livestock, I think. Yeah, there is livestock, so they have the 2 explorers, which also gives them an advantage in that department.
Certainly is going to.
So I think India might have like a slight advantage in this matchup on this map.
Yeah,
just because there's a couple of things that benefit them.
Yeah, going to pick up the 20 coin and the 40 XP, just the small treasures in his base. And it looks like Russia... Oh, wow, Russia had that 70 wood treasure right... I mean, literally right next to his town center.
Yeah, that's very nice. But we do have, in the top left side of the map, playing in the color blue as Russia, Jerimuno. His opponent in the bottom right side of the map, playing in the color purple as India, Luktam. currently tied 1-1 in this semi-finals match for our second chance tournament. Brought to you, of course, by ESOC. But yeah, most likely...
That was a lovely introduction.
Thank you. But yeah, most likely both players are going to opt for some sort of forward blockhouse / aggro fort. Although in this matchup, India does have the option of placing a defensive aggro fort. I think the Huns on this map are a bit too dispersed to go with that plan against Russia.
Right. I would definitely agree. Jerimuno did pick up the 100 XP, although he has lost a lot of HP on his Russian Explorer from taking those rather bulky treasures. But certainly going to be good for him. 100 XP is, I mean, a very good treasure.
Yeah, and luckily for him, the Indian explorers don't snare, so he should be fine as long as he doesn't get caught in like a stomp or something while he's fighting a treasure guardian.
Right. He's going to pick up, India going to pick up that 40 food and might steal this llama. Nope. Nice job by Jerimuno bringing it
correctly
close.
There, yeah. And I did get confirmation from staff that Luktom will be losing his vetoes.
Oh, that is unfortunate, but it just goes to show, you know, gotta make your
use the
vetoes on
scheduling
time.
threat.
Yep. That's the lesson for today, kids. Use your scheduling threads.
It does make sense, of course, because we want the players to have the knowledge of which maps they will be playing on and have a reasonable amount of time to prepare for the map pool. So if someone could just veto after the series started, that could really ruin some preparation. So it makes a little sense.
Distributism coming in for both players. Certainly very standard.
Yep. India does get the free villager with that, of course, so...
Yes, definitely a very nice bonus for the Indian civilization. Looks like it was a 100 wood start. I forgot to mention that at the beginning of the game, but both players just went down with a very standard, just the one house. Oh, out comes the aggro fort. Very aggressive.
I think it's just because this hunt had walked quite a bit forward, so he needs to place it quite forward just to control his hunt here.
Right.
And we do see that the Russian villagers want to go forward for a blockhouse as well. Oh, right, hunts. Huh.
Yeah.
I will admit that I forgot to check about that.
Well, I mean, the hunts aren't great for either player, but I certainly wouldn't call them uneven. The one thing is, Luktom does have this cheeky hunt at the bottom of the map.
Well, I mean, Russia has these two, so...
Yeah. It's,
I think this map is just low hunt in general.
Definitely.
I think
mean,
it actually
so
has
area.
the worst end of it.
Yeah.
But that is something I forgot to look at, actually.
It's certainly going to be interesting, just how close this aggro fort and this blockhouse, these blockhouses, they're just so close together. Let's see. I did want to look, see what was the llama situation. It looks like Luktom did get 4 of the llamas.
2 to 4, yeah. But there is 2 more here, which Russia is picking up right now, it seems. So it's 4 to 4. And there was a 100 food treasure that India is picking up here, so that is rather nice.
Looks like, what did Russia send?
Oh, this blockhouse is actually positioned quite awkwardly. I would have liked that maybe more over here.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's defending this coin mine, sure, but I agree with you. I would have liked to seen it on this hunt as well.
Yeah, this is like an awkward mix between defensive and forward. It's...
Yeah.
I mean, I guess he might just hurt the hunt towards the blockhouse.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. It's
and he's starting Strelets, actually.
Really?
Yeah, he Strelets in queue.
Out come the 2 Sepoy.
Well, they're doing a good bit of damage to the 5 Cossack shipment here.
Yeah, and out come...
Ooh, even more Sepoy. But there's the 10 Strelet batch, and this is not good for India. Oh, but he predicts it and ships Sowars. And these Strelets are dead. Sowars are insane against Strelts. Like, people will say they are terrible, and they kind of are quite worse than Hussar, but if there's no meat shield super early on in Colonial like this, they have this 1.5 multiplier, so they're doing 30 damage to these Strelts.
I do want to point out that this Elephant Scout laying by the Aggro Fort soaked up so much of the Strelay fire.
Yeah, for sure. And even got the other one got a stomp off here as well. But there's 13 Strelts, and the Sours are being picked off here. And a batch of reinforcing muskets, and now India has to fall back here.
Yeah, he's gonna lose. Probably gonna lose the rest of these Sepoy. Yeah, but I mean, Russia definitely doesn't have, you know, doesn't have the siege potential to. Well, now come more Sepoy. If he can take out the Musks, you know...
he can't siege the Aggro Fort, he doesn't
know.
Like, Strelts have 7 siege attack. And that's what the majority of his army is.
I mean, he had a couple of... Ooh, this Sour is still in here. Gonna soak up a little bit of damage. But the Consulate is coming... Ooh, a very aggressive Consulate coming out from the Indian player as well.
Even bringing 2 Vils to aid in the fight here.
Yeah, and just more Sepoy coming out. And more Strelays coming. But Sepoy are just so powerful.
They definitely are.
I wouldn't be surprised to see, you know, I want to know what the Indian player is going to ship out of this consulate, because it's put in a very aggressive position. So
it is Ottomans, so
yeah,
I think he's just getting the Vils at the moment.
Yeah, and it's ooh, I'm sensing a problem for the Russian player. Look at his base. There is literally no food in his base other than the 2 llamas.
Well, he is hurting this, and he does have this close to his blockhouse. He's going in under the Aggro Fort again with almost pure Strelay.
Yeah, it's gonna lose some villagers here if he doesn't get them back. Oh, gonna get them both in. Yeah, I mean, that Aggro Fort is... Oh, and this is what I wanted to see. The gardeners coming out.
Ooh, yeah, this
if they can get on those
Strelets,
nice. I mean, these 3 gardeners can clean up that entire batch of Strelay. They're that powerful.
For sure. And I actually looked, and the Sepoy actually does 50% more damage than a Strelay, even with the Strelay multiplier against the Sepoy.
It's insane. The Sepoy are just...
Well, having more than twice as many hit points.
And he's trying to get his Cossacks on these gardeners, but I mean, these Cossacks are just going to get melted.
Yeah, by the Sepoy. I think even with the range resist from the Strelay, the Sepoy still does more damage to the Strel than the Strela does to the Sepoy.
And you have to remember, this whole time, while it doesn't do a whole lot of damage, this Russian player has been fighting under this Aggro Fort, you know, for the past 2 or 3 minutes. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the Indian player just knock this blockhouse down, because once this blockhouse goes down, you know, he has no safe hunt anymore.
Yeah, for sure. And you say the Aggro Fort doesn't do that much damage, but it's just to individual units that its damage is rather low. It does have a splash area of 3, so its overall damage done per shot on a clumped up batch of infantry is actually reasonably decent.
And if those infantry are Strelay, it's even better.
Yeah, there is that.
But,
although I'm very certain it's just ranged attack, it's not siege. Yeah, so the ranged resistance from the Strelats does help.
Yeah, and looks like a GG coming in by Jerimuno. So
yeah, look at that final fight. Russia had a lot more population, but just fighting under that fort and then the gardeners, and just how strong Sepoy are.
Yeah, it was just I would have liked to seen Russia maybe pull back a little bit. I mean, he took so much splash damage from the Aggro Fort, now that you say that. And look at how much damage the Aggro Fort actually took. I mean, it took very little.
Yeah. Sieging down an Aggro Fort with Strelays is more often than not a poor decision.
Sieging down anything with Strelay is just a poor decision.
Hey, I think they have better siege than Mace.
Yeah, I mean...
I'm actually not sure, they might not.
Yeah,
no, they
certainly.
actually don't, I think. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, these games are going by very quickly. These are very just quick, decisive, you know, one-fight games. It's kind of interesting. But Game 3 does go to Look Tom, so that will put him up 2-1 in this series over Jerimuno.
So yeah, we will be heading into Game 4 here, and after Game 4, the Civ pool will reset. So players can pick everything again.
Right.
And it seems like Manchuria will be the next map. I don't think Manchuria has a 2.2b version. It's one of those maps that doesn't.
Looks like Look Tom is going to lock in with Aztec.
Yeah, so there is a 2.2a Manchuria. I know there's no 2.2b, but I was fairly confident there's a 2.2a.
Looks like we're still waiting for Jerimuno to pick his Civ. Look, Tom has locked in as Aztec, or at least that's what he said.
I think Jerimuno might be getting a drink here or something.
Yeah.
Which is a smart decision. I shall do the same.
Well, looks like I'm all by myself.
Well, no, I'm still here. I'm just getting.
Oh, you're still here.
Of course.
Okay, good. I was like, I was gonna say, don't make me ramble by myself. We're gonna lose. We're gonna lose viewers faster than.
Please, I'm a proper nerd. I have a fridge behind me.
Of course. I shouldn't have expected anything less from you, Chrissy.
Oh yeah, I could even cast while sitting on the toilet.
Really?
I will not do such a thing, but I have the option.
That would certainly mess with the audio, but...
yes, it would probably do. I think in the middle of the fight, people would not enjoy hearing a toilet flush.
No, not at all. But I really wanna ask you.
Yes, I do like dragons.
Oh yeah, we were talking about that earlier. The fact that that you like dragons, which of course is. I don't know. I mean, dragons have always been one of those things that I've never gotten too into. I mean, they're cool, but I guess why do you like them so much, if I may ask?
Is that actually what you wanted to ask, or?
Sure. I had a question. It was going to be so deep. It was going to be about something with so much game knowledge, and it would have been the best analysis ever. But then I forgot it. So I asked you about
I'm
dragons.
sorry.
No, that's cool.
But yeah, the reason I like dragons is because they are adorable, they are cute, they are strong, they go rar, which is awesome.
The first two adjectives, I don't think I've ever heard anyone use for dragons, that they are adorable and cute.
Well, the thing is, if you look at a dragon, you have to basically look at it as if it's a really, really big cat that breathes fire, has wings, lays eggs, and has scales.
Well, I mean, if you take that away, it's exactly like a cat.
I mean, that's not even that much you're taking away. Like, their behavior and such is extremely cat-like.
Interesting.
I mean, they don't give a crap about anything. They like food. They like napping.
Yeah, I guess the one downside of that is the food they like is usually consisting of people.
Well, that depends on which fantasy lore you're in, of course, but, I mean, to humans, I suppose that's technically speaking a downside, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I see people that have, like, tigers and lions and bears as pets, and I don't know. I don't think I could ever own anything that could eat me if it wanted to.
I mean, to be fair, a dog or a house cat could do that as well if it really wanted to.
I guess so. For some reason, I'm not able to green up. Why is that?
Which map do you currently see?
I just see unselected.
Well, that would be why then.
I see.
You're probably downloading the map still. Also, you and Noctum are the same color, so that might be another reason why you can't green up.
Taking my color? How dare he? Oh, then he took my other color. No, I'm still not able to green up. What is this?
Do you see the map now?
No, I don't. Let me try leaving and rejoining. There it is. Alright, coming back in.
So, why did you not download the proper maps beforehand?
I thought I did. I must not have downloaded all of them, or all the ones I needed. Oh, hey. Okay. Well, I said yes. Now download the map. Come on now. Come on, technology. Why do you have to be this way? I still can't green up.
Do you see the map though?
No.
Well, then it's still downloading.
Unselected. Ah, what's taking so long? Ah, got it. We are ready.
So this is the second chance map downloading finals. Dror close behind the other two players here.
If I had $1 for every time I had technical difficulties while I was casting, I could fund my own tournament. It's quite sad, but I'm here now, and I am ready to cast with you once again, Chrissy, for Game 4.
Yes. Speaking of Game 4, we do have, in this Game 4, on the bottom left side of the map, which is again the other side of the map than the one I was looking at, in the color blue as France, Jerimuno, currently behind 1-2 against his opponent, who is on the top right side of the map, in the color orange as the Aztecs, Luktam. The map is, of course, Manchuria, as you can see. Manchuria, sorry.
Manchuria. Yes, Jerimuno did pick up the 55 coin. Very nice job by him. Is going to come across... Ooh, Luktam is going to come across what looks to be 90 wood up here. Going to convert one of the lions.
One
Excellent
of the big
treasure for him.
treasures on this map, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for, like, the super calf treasures, which no one ever picks up. Oh. There we go! Yay! Found it! 3 Mongol riders!
Oh. It's just... And I mean, the Aztec player could convert one of those and maybe take that treasure, but since his civ doesn't have cavalry, it'd be a little redundant. There's a lot of yaks on this map.
There definitely is, yes.
Yeah.
And these converted treasure guardians can't actually pick up llamas. They can, of course, scout where they are, but they can't actually pick them up.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. Ooh, he's gonna crack
shotting the converted guardian, actually. Wow.
Interesting.
Poor cat. Meow meow.
Meow meow. Yeah, he just looked like a really... I mean, if he was a little bit bigger and he had scales, he could have been a dragon.
And breathe fire and latex.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, looks like France did decide to go with the market start. Did he get his hunting dogs? I'm guessing he did. Yes, he did. That would be very interesting.
Click on the CDB, you can see hunting dogs right there. Nice cows. I don't know what that means. I assume he is referring to the cows.
Yes. Or he said nice clowns. We may never know.
True. He is playing a native civilization, of of course, so they might as well be clowns with all the face paint and the fancy clothing.
Right. The Aztec player going to pick up 85 wood as well. Oh my gosh,
that's a lot of wood. If he gets another one, he could just straight up take a TP just from treasures.
Yeah, I mean, even if he just stopped and chopped 25 wood, he could easily get, you know, one of these middle trading posts.
I don't think there is another wood treasure, though. No, it doesn't seem like there is. So, sadly, if he wants a TP, he will need to chop for it.
Oh, yeah, there is. There's 50 wood down here, but
Wait,
it looks like it's going to be picked up by the French player.
Oh, wow, how did I miss that? I am so blind.
Never mind. The Aztec player is going to come in. The French player is going to run right by it.
Oh, and I would not be surprised if he still has his convert ready. Crackshotting another converted guardian. But it actually means he doesn't have his crackshot for this treasure contention.
Yeah, at the same time, he's at full HP while the Aztec war chief has taken quite a bit of damage.
Yeah, that is true.
And
Well,
look, the French player got 1, 2, 3... 1, 2, 3, 4. He got like 6 of the yaks. And the Aztec player's only gotten... Well, I don't see any in his base.
He does indeed not have any yaks. He had a couple, but I think he ate them to age up quicker.
Ah, I see. Oh, and he brought his native scout over as well. If the French player could kill this Aztec scout, that would be huge.
Yeah, for sure.
But it looks like Looktown did decide to go with the fast age up. About halfway aged. The French player as well.
Oh, he got away from the
going up in a
snare!
second. Did he? Ooh, is he going to get away though? I mean, he's only sitting at 41 HP.
He's gonna be colonial soon, though, which is gonna give him hit points.
Oh, yep. So he might have gotten... Oh, is he going to do... Is he going to steal this?
Yeah, blue
No.
does get it.
Ooh. So kind of gave his
Crackshotting
opponent...
another converted native scout.
Yeah, I don't know really what the point of converting that lion was. He kind of just gave his opponent 50 wood, and then he lost... He's lost 3... He's a bad pet owner. He's lost 3 of his last 3 pets.
There is
but
a
the
forward
warhead
warhead, though, so...
is coming down. Let's see. The French player not quite up to the second age yet.
Wow, there's actually 2 warhead Travois in the Aztec player's deck.
Really? That's very interesting.
It's
I mean-
500 wood, and they don't have 600 wood card. Wait, do they?
And I mean, they build a lot faster from a travois rather than, you know, using the villager seconds to walk out and build them.
I think it's Iroquois that only has 1 wood crate shipment.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's basically a second wood shipment, is what I
Yeah,
want
the
to
French
say.
player did put down this TP back here, which is good for him. Gonna be interesting to decide. Yep, gonna lay down the barracks, which is, you know, there's nothing bad about that.
Aztec is starting Puma. And he shipped 700 wood as his first card.
Interesting to note that the French player still only has his hunting dogs upgrade.
Yeah, let's take a
It's
look
not
at the Aztec villagers. No market just yet, but one is being added right now.
Hmm.
I wonder if he's going to use his army to take this 150 coin treasure here. He does seem to be positioned for it somewhat. And he does have the warhead helping him here.
Yeah. Yep, looks like he's gonna do it. He's gonna convert another tiger. Maybe he can keep this one alive and not get it crack-shotted by the French player. Looks like 5 muskets have come out for the French player, though.
Yeah, and Aztec is going Coyote Puma, so Musketeers are a pretty good
Ooh.
choice. Oh, but there is the 10 May shipment.
That's a scary army. That's a very scary army, especially with how much siege potential just these 5 Pumas have.
Yeah, they do get taken down by TC fire quite easily, though, so he needs to be careful and notice them getting shot so he can put the one getting shot into cover mode.
Yeah, the stable has come up. I do want to point out that, you know, usually losing your market isn't that big of a loss, but since he hasn't gotten any of his age 2 upgrades yet, that's going to be kind of a pain in his side, you know, since he still only has the hunting dogs.
Yeah, and he can't sell food or buy food or anything of that sort to help smooth out his resource distribution either anymore now.
Right.
Like, if he needs to get a house out really quickly, for example, because they're getting sieged down, he can't just buy a bit of wood to put it down.
Yeah, did go for a very economic build. 3 CDB, 4 CDB, and the 700 wood.
With only hunting dogs.
Yeah. So perhaps not quite as economic as he'd like to be, but yeah, I like what the Aztec player's doing. He's just forcing a lot of idle time, and gonna take down this barracks as well. These Pumas just do so much siege damage. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, and he did scout the stable with his mace at some point, so he added in more Puma, expecting this Hussar.
Yep, and 4 Hussar are going to come out, but they're against that many Puma. They're not going to do a whole lot. Although there are quite a few Musks.
Yeah, but 9 mace being shipped now, and this is going to be difficult.
Yeah, one Hussar. Oh, he did nice job getting those 3 Hussar around the back, but doing a good job controlling his Puma, and going to clean up these Musks. Another barracks coming down in the French base, but the Aztec player certainly looking like he's in a better position right now, and even more Pumas coming out. He's just going to melt through this infrastructure.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
there's the 8 bows, though, but I think that's not going to be enough.
No, there's too many mace. I wonder if he's trying to focus down the Pumas, which isn't necessarily a bad idea. Getting his villagers into fight here, which is not bad, but it does mean that they're not going to be gathering resources.
And they don't have great coat, like you said, the market going down.
Yeah. And once again, these Puma doing a nice job chasing these cav off. And, there goes that 8 Expo shipment is, already practically neutralized. He's used so much villager time to try to fight these off. I think the Aztec player is sitting in a very nice position right now. Just bringing his Puma in again, but there's nothing these cav can do. And if he takes down this barracks, he's going to be able to run through the space with impunity.
Yeah, the TC really needs to focus these Puma.
Yeah. Out come the muskets. And, once he gets these Puma down there, there's mostly just mace holding, but it looks like he's just gonna focus on this barracks. He's not gonna let the musketeers distract him, which I don't think is a bad idea, but he has lost most of his Puma. Although the Puma that are left are still doing a bunch of damage to these cav.
Yeah, and neither player can reinforce at the moment, but I feel like that favors Aztec.
Yeah, and I mean 5 more coyotes coming down the map.
And look at how many cows are just... Oh, some of those cows even got stolen with the barracks going down.
And just the fact that... What I want to point out here is... Oh, yep, and there's the resign. Just the fact that, I think Jerimuno was probably going for something fortress-based. But the fact that he had to send the 8 Expos and then the 3 Hussar, and he couldn't get those villager upgrades from his market, that all kind of culminated in just a bunch of advantages for the Aztec player.
Yeah, I think his unit composition also was somewhat awkward.
Yeah.
He was trying to go for Musk-Huss, but then his first barracks got taken down.
Yeah. I do want to point
then he
out
just
that...
had Hussar with no reinforcing musketeers for a while that were getting chased around by the pikes, while the coyote and the mace were just harassing the villagers.
Yeah, one thing I want to point out from Looktom was he did an excellent job controlling his Pumas and just making sure those cavalry were not able to make an impact. It was really nice micro by him.
Yeah, for sure.
But so is that 3-1?
Yes.
To Looktom at the
So
moment?
it is currently match point for Looktom actually.
Ooh. So Jerimuno definitely the pressure is on. But certainly could see a comeback here. The civs have reset, correct?
Yes, civs have now been reset.
Okay.
So they can play everything again.
So each player can use their top civ if they so choose.
I think Jerimuno has the first pick here, though.
Yep. And on top of already being down 3-1, having to have the first pick for your match point is never a great feeling, but he could certainly go for a neutral civ, something like French or British even. Something that isn't countered too terribly hard.
Are you ready?
Looks like the map for Game 5 is going to be Hudson Bay. Hudson babe. I can't talk, Chrissy. I can't talk.
This is one of my favorite maps, so...
Ooh, and it's going to be an interesting matchup. We have Japan versus British, it looks like. A very quick Civ pick for both players. Try saying that 3 times fast. A very quick Civ pick.
A very quick Civ pick, a very quick Civ pick, a very quick Civ pick.
All right. You don't have to show off. But it looks like Look Tom is choosing his favorite Civ, which is, of course, going to be very good for him.
Yeah, British is quite good against Japan.
Yeah, I don't know about this. This is going to be tough for Jerimuno with already being behind 3-1. I don't know. There are a lot of hunts on this map, which, of course, is very good for Japan, but it's also very good for Britain as well.
Yeah, for sure. But we do have here, on the left side of the map, in the color purple, as the British, up 3-1, match point in his favor, Look Tom. His opponent, in the color blue, on the right side of the map, playing as Japan, who needs to win 3 games in a row to win this semi-finals match, Jerimuno.
Your introductions just keep getting better. I had chills that time. No joke.
Well, we do see a 40 wood treasure guarded by only a single bear in Japan's base. This is really good for him. This is a great treasure.
That is such a nice treasure to take. It was very good for the Japanese player that it was just right outside his base.
Especially because it's a wood start.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the Japanese player going to be able to do his build order very comfortably with that extra wood.
He would actually chop the wood anyway, which is kind of strange, but habit, I guess.
Yeah, an immediate trading post coming down for the British player. Certainly a very... I've seen the trading post be more and more popular for British players.
Yeah, for sure. They are adapting quite well to this TP meta.
Yeah, I remember back in the day where, a trading post start for Britain was something that really only Azanc did. And now it's just kind of become part of the new meta, which is really entertaining to watch.
Well, I guess people have just finally realized that Azanc is in fact God incarnate.
Oh, exactly. Yeah. There's the legends of Azanc go back eons, in fact.
Yeah, back to the times of vanilla even. It's like, wow.
Oh, yeah. Back in the days where, the Ottomans ruled the world. But it looks like Jerimuno did pick up the 90 coin here, guarded by the couple of wolves. And it looks like Look Tom is going for the 135 XP, doing a really nice job creeping this polar bear.
Oh yeah, there's some great micro there. I actually don't know how to do this. I just run around with my explorer.
Yep. Creeping is one of my weak spots as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if... Ooh, it looks like the Japanese player going to go for this 150 coin as well. So that's going to give him 240 coin. Yes, I can do math. Going into age 2, and that's going to be insanely good for him.
That is actually enough for most, if not all, of his important market upgrades, and he's actually going for the 3 fishing boats as his card, as opposed to the more standard Heavenly Kami. Of course, his opponent, if he checks the deck, will be able to notice that, because he can see that the 3 fishing boats can only be shipped once instead of twice.
Yeah, it's... But I mean, it's definitely not a bad idea. It gives you some more food economy.
It's basically the only way you can get refills as Japan.
Yeah, and it gives you the ability to be a little less reliable on your shrines when you're gathering food. But I mean, I'm guessing he's probably only going to send those 3 fishing boats. I don't expect him to go water.
He also has the 5 in his deck, actually.
Does he?
Yes.
Okay, so we could see a little bit more of some water play there.
But not like the normal dock and make your fishing boats, just as extra vill shipments, basically.
Yeah. At the same time, the British player does have his 2 caravels in his deck, so if he does notice that, he would be able to counter that quite nicely.
Oh, he has schooners as well, actually. There's no offshore support, though, which is strange.
Yeah, and it looks like he did decide to go with the 3 villagers right away, which is pretty standard. Both, again, aging up at, relatively even times. Japan has done a decent job of shrining so far. Is only at 30 shrine pop, though. But that will undoubtedly increase as the game goes on.
Oh, for sure.
Wow, look at this extremely forward manor house out by the British player. Does that signal something aggressive to you?
I would imagine that a villager is not just there to make a manor house.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we do see it also starting to hurt some hunts over here, so I would imagine that a forward base is on the way.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you see guys put manor houses forwards just for the scouting, but...
If they will stick around like this.
yeah, there's definitely something going down. The market is coming down for the Japanese player. I'm going to really look for him to use that coin to get those market upgrades nice and quickly. Oh, the barracks is coming down for the British player, and it looks like he's going to send his outpost out there as well. And I think this is a really good strategy because he's gonna control both of these hunts, and he's gonna kind of be able to halt the Japanese's player shrine boom, and he's gonna be able to put some pressure on the Japanese player, which is, of course, something Japan really struggles with is the early pressure.
Yeah, for sure. I am waiting to see if he decides to ship the fishing boats from the consulate, or is going to wait for the Bestiaros or even swap over to Japan, because it is quite an important detail.
Ooh, I do want to point out that the British player has gotten his gang saw, his hunting dogs, and his steel traps.
Yeah, he has pretty much all the market upgrades he wants. Like, maybe he still wants placer mines at some point, but for now he is most likely making wood units. And yeah, there we go, pikemen.
Yeah, the 5 pikes coming out, and no barracks down quite yet.
Ooh, I really like this barracks and wonder placement of Japan, actually.
Yeah, this is really nice.
Because against especially like this, the like walling off with your barracks and your Teshugu shrine is kind of bad, actually, because they are really nice targets for these spikes to start sieging down. Now he has to like siege down the consulate or the market, which is a lot less important. I mean, he can still go for these, but he needs to expose his pikemen a lot more then.
Yeah, and while last game the market was kind of a big loss because he didn't get his upgrades, the Japanese player has gotten most of his upgrades now, and losing that market, while it's not ideal, it's not going to be a detriment to...
yeah, he only really needs imperial bureaucracy still. But...
Yeah, and he's making Yumi, which is, I think, is the correct response to this.
Yeah, for sure. I like what Britain is doing with his second batch of pikemen here, though. Just going down south to start sieging down shrines.
Yeah. It's very nice job by him. Looks like the longbow are coming out, which I think is a really good response by the British player. I think longbow pike is a good strategy against the Japanese, just because you get the siege potential of the pike and you're able to deal with those shrines very well, and the longbows are able to deal with the Yumi fairly well as in addition to that. Yeah,
I don't think he's aware that Japan has not shipped Heavenly Kami, though. Because this is ideally what you would do against someone that has done that.
Yeah, look how many longbows have just come out from these 2 forward raxes.
Yeah, and the shipment of 6.
Yep. Ooh. And he's going to be able to deal with those Yumi relatively well. And these pikes just continuing to, with impunity, siege these shrines. Oh, what do we got coming up?
Bestiaros are on the way, I think, because I see the export went down, and yeah, there we go, Bestiaros.
Okay, he did make a couple Ashies as well, and the stable coming down in the back of his base. So we could see some Naginata coming out. There aren't a lot of pikemen left. Well, there's about 6 pikemen, but...
He's also reinforcing with 2 more batches of pikes.
Is he?
Yes.
Ooh. Yep, so 6 more coming out.
He didn't fill the second batch out, never mind. But, yeah, more pikes.
Who wants to keep those, doesn't want to get those pikes in range of those Yumis, doesn't want to lose them.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but he's already got the Japanese player down to 90 shrine pop once again, sending 700 coin as well. So, is he gonna... What's this? Oh no! That's not
there are vills nearby to pick it up, luckily for him, but it's obviously not ideal. And there's the batch of 5 Nagi, and we'll see if Japan decides to push out with this. Does seem like he wants to.
I'm
and
guessing,
most of the pike are actually away sieging shrines, so this would be a good time. But there is musketeers now.
Yeah, and he does have Hussar in queue, I believe, because he does have the stable in his base.
There are Hussars.
Yep. Yeah, but there's not quite enough musketeers to deal with this many Nagi. Ooh, gonna harass those villagers, gonna allow them not to gather up this coin.
And in a situation like this, these Nagi are actually better than Hussar because of their multiplier against these infantry units.
Yeah, and look at how these units in the back are just free to fire on these longbows and these musketeers, and Japan is quite convincingly taking this fight.
Even shipping the daimyo here now.
Ooh, and more Nagi coming down. Yeah, that's definitely a problem. The fact that his pikemen were not there to defend against those Nagi might have been able to turn them back, but and look at how much coin he still has left sitting on the floor.
Yeah,
there's like 320 coins sitting there.
I don't think Japan is going to be able to steal it, but this is still half of a shipment that he basically can't utilize just yet. Although there is some nice reinforcements coming out here. Where is the daimyo? We need to keep an eye on his hit points. Okay, yeah, the daimyo is still incredibly healthy. Just needs to not get caught by the pikes here. Yeah,
although the British player, like you said, he has gotten out quite a few reinforcements. And he took down a lot of shrines down in the south of the map while that fight was going on.
Yeah, Japan is actually dangerously close to Housed.
Yeah. More Ashigaru coming, but...
this was just a really good trade for Japan, though, I think.
Yeah. He did force the British player to ship 6 musketeers.
Oh, he does need to save these reinforcements somehow, though.
Ooh, yeah, he did ship Ashigaru musketeer attack, making him more Nagi. Looks like he shipped Clubman as... No, he's got Clubman in queue.
Yeah, he swapped over to Japan Consulate for that fight.
Okay.
So he shipped Bestieros and then went Japan Consulate.
Yeah, but with Ashigaru attack, these Ashigarus are going to be able to deal with these muskets.
Yeah, there's still daimyo as well, so the Japanese musketeers are a lot better than the British ones at the moment. Like, just compare their stats.
And, I mean,
even more Nagi now.
As well. Yeah, this is definitely not looking good for the British player whatsoever.
Japan does need to build 1 or 2 more shrines just to not get housed, though.
Yep, and more musketeers coming up.
Oh, watch out for the daimyo. You want to keep a daimyo alive as long as you can.
Yeah. But the rest of the Nagis are going to go down, and Team Musketeer hit points are coming in. I would still say with the daimyo up, the Japanese units are still stronger.
Yeah, for sure. Until the second card comes out and probably the daimyo needs to die as well, I think the Japan Musketeers are better. Although they do cost more, so we do have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, gonna siege down these barracks, which I think is a very good idea.
But look at the economic population, actually. Even without the shrines, Japan is ahead currently.
Yeah, Japan doing a very nice job building up Zico. Did ship the 600 wood. Although Britain is certainly not completely out of this fight, although he's definitely on the back foot. And if these 2 barracks go down...
it's going to be better off,
He's got a lot of exposed villagers out here on the front.
Yeah, and Japan still has 5 villager shipments that he can ship before going to Fortress. He can ship another 3 boats. He can ship... Wait, he only has 4 left because he shipped 4 vills at some point. So he can ship 4 more... He can ship 4 vills one more time. He can ship 5 boats twice more time, and then he can ship 3 boats another time if he wants to.
That's insane.
But yeah, I don't think he will need to do that.
One of these barracks is going to go down indefinitely. And the Brit player just doesn't really have military shipments, doesn't really have the infrastructure, and going up to Fortress at this point would kind of, seal his fate.
Japan does need to ship his orchards as his next card, though, so there is going to be some downtime for Japan at some point here in the near future.
Yeah, but look at all these villagers that are out front that are going to get exposed by these pushing Ashigarus.
Yeah, he does need to revive his explorers, though, so that he can start remaking shrines.
Yeah, 5 Nagis coming down as well. Yeah, I'm definitely not looking good for the British player. Gonna lose some of these villagers, and he's already at a villager disparity to begin with.
And there's the 2 cherry orchards for Japan, so he is absolutely fine here now.
Yeah, I think he can continue to push and just starve the British player out.
Yeah, look
really
at the Brit player's eco, actually. He is mismacroed quite horribly here. He has way too much food. He needs to find a way to spend that.
Yeah, and he's losing more villagers to these Naginata raids. And this is just really well played by Japan. I think he took some... I think that first fight he took was really good when he was able to take out all of those longbows.
Yeah, he saw the pikes were away sieging shrine, so he just pushed with his first batch of 5 Nagi and killed a lot of things.
Yeah.
And now these musketeers are getting caught by the Nagi here, and they can't run away. And the Nagi can just kite a little bit.
Yeah, and he's just going to kill more vills. And at this point, the British player is just kind of scrambling to recover. Now that I say that, he does have, some musketeers out on the map, but at the same time, he's brought back all his villagers, and there's the resign.
The daimyo did die at some point, though. I'm not sure when that happened, but...
Yeah, it's still, it was
yeah,
well
it did so much.
Yeah, it's very well played by Japan. So Jerimuno refusing to go down without a fight. Very impressed by his gameplay here.
Yeah, this was really well played by Japan, adapting to the British play here quite well, with the 3 boats, not shrine booming too hard, just relying on normal villagers that are very well upgraded.
Yeah, and just the fact that he was able to upgrade his Ashigarus so quickly, the British player was eventually able to get his musketeers upgraded, but not before he had lost a lot of critical fights.
Yeah, definitely. I think the Brit player there underestimated a little bit Japan's military potential if they do go for a less greedy build like this one.
Yeah, and like you said, the British player at the end there was floating a lot of food, was certainly getting pushed back into his base quite significantly. But yeah, that'll do it for Game 5, and we're going to be going to a Game 6. So Jerimuno, possibly it could come back. The comeback is still alive and well.
Oh, whoops. I saw 2 players in the lobby, so I was like, excellent, I'll join.
Oh, right, because I did that too. I was probably that second player. But... yeah,
I am fairly certain the map is not Jebel, Musa.
No, I do not believe it is.
It will be Fertile Crescent, unless that has been vetoed. It has not been vetoed, so it will be Fertile Crescent.
Perfect. My computer needs to download this map as well. But now that we know...
Wait, why are they on Manchak?
Manchatka?
Oh, did they forget to play on Manchak? No, Manchak is vetoed. So yeah, it's supposed to be Fertile Crescent.
Okay. Perfect.
So yeah, Jerimuno needs to win 2 more games in a row now, as opposed to the 3 more in a row he had to win. But at least this time he does get the counter pick.
Yeah. Very, very good for him. Oh, did Jerimuno veto Manchak?
Yeah, Manchak was also supposed to be before Hudson Bay, if it was not vetoed.
Ah. Okay.
I'll just quickly take a look to see if they are playing on the correct map.
They are on 2.2A right now, but I think there's a 2.2B.
Yeah, that's what I think as well. Fertile Crescent... Yeah, Fertile Crescent has a 2.2B.
Looks like Luke Tom is going to lock in as the French.
Yeah, they do need to switch to the correct map, but it does seem
Yeah.
like he's locking in French, yes. Huh? Oh, he doesn't have it, okay.
Oh, okay. So Jerimuno will host then? You know, I'm not gonna lie. This has been a pretty entertaining series, if I do say so myself.
Yeah, we've seen some very nice games.
Hmm. But it's interesting. A lot of these games have just been very short and very decisive. I don't think we've had a game go beyond like 17 minutes. It's usually in that 10, 12 minute range, which has been kind of peculiar.
And it does seem like Jerimuno is going with Germany here. And I do think Germany wins that matchup.
Need to find the lobby a minute. Where is it? Like you're giving the civs like, oh, I think he's going Germany. I'm like, where's the lobby?
How do I start this game? Wait, why is Luktom changing his civ?
Oh, he locked in his France, didn't he not? Uh-oh. Locked in his French. Gotta play French, my friend. He would have to play France, wouldn't he?
Well, I mean, he did say French in the previous lobby, so... I'm not sure what he's saying here.
Hmm. Well, I'm pretty sure that once you type it into the chat, it has, in fact, been locked in.
Well, I mean, he did switch from Japan to Germany, so...
This is... I don't know, Christy. I'm going to leave this up to you, whether you want to make him lock in his France or whether you want him to play Aztec.
Are you ready?
Yeah, I mean, if Jerimuno was still on Japan, I might have let it go, but since Jerimuno was changing his civ to something else, I think it's fair to say that Jerimuno was picking into the French locked.
The way I understand it, once you put in something into the chat, your civ is locked, and changing lobbies doesn't really mitigate
exactly.
that. Which, I mean, this is by no means an unwinnable matchup. France versus Germany is certainly a... I don't know. I wouldn't call it completely even, but...
Yeah, like if I said, if Jerimuno was still in Japan, it's like you can have some leniency, but since Jerimuno was already like picking into what he was expecting to be a locked French. I think we'll have to force him to play France here. But anyway, in the bottom right side of the map, in the color red, as France, currently 1 win away from going to the finals in this second chance tournament, we do have Lukdom. His opponent in the top left side of the map, 2 games away from going to the finals in this second chance tournament. In the color blue as Germany, Jerimuno. Let's take a look at hunts and other such irrelevant nonsense.
Jerimuno already getting down his hunting dogs. The French player also building the market and will undoubtedly have his hunting dogs in queue very shortly. Gonna pick up that 50 coin. Nice job by him.
Is it just me or is red missing a mine? Well, no, never mind. This one is probably supposed to be like a middle mine.
Yeah, I don't think so. His mine is a little bit farther out than the German players, but it's not horrifically far.
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
I think we're okay. Yeah.
Anyway, let's take a look at treasures. 50 wood, 50 coin. Yeah, that's all very nice. Did you take a look at the crate start?
I believe it was a 100 wood start.
Ah, okay.
Looks like we do have a treasure contention up here for the 80 coin. And yeah, that kind of stinks. Look, Tom was doing a bunch of work creeping on those tigers, and he left to attack the German explorer, and both of those tigers reset.
Yeah, this is of course the danger with these treasures. Your opponent can randomly just like show up there, and you're like, well, I guess I have to run away now. Is Lukdom building a house? Yes, he is. Okay. I was worried he might get house there for a moment.
Yeah, both players going for the market and the house start. Yeah, pretty standard stuff, especially with the 100 wood.
I'll just quick... Oh, I accidentally reset the score for Jerimuno. Let's take a quick look at the decks. Seems very standard here. Yeah, reasonably standard stuff. I mean, Pioneers is a bit strange in the French deck, but it's not like he also has the other CDB buffing cards, so I don't expect like some crazy CDB rush or something.
Interesting that he has 3 cavalry upgrade cards in his deck. I wonder if that's going to be a sign of something. But
both players have 3 cav upgrades actually.
Ooh, that's interesting.
I'm actually more interested that French does not have the Skirm upgrade.
Oh,
he chose to have Spice Trade over the Skirm upgrade.
The French player once again going for this 80 coin, but the German player once again coming in.
Yeah, he can of course see it when you're taking that because he sees the Treasure Guardian attacking.
Yeah, and this French.
Oh, and he steals the Guardian and the treasure.
Oh, and he types in the thank you. Oh, how nice of him. But yeah, that stinks, especially when you're taking like a tiger treasure because you lose so much HP fighting those tigers.
Yeah, definitely.
And he's gonna put down a trading post.
And Germany actually has to actually be somewhat careful of trying to attack the explorer here because if the native scout shows up, he could actually lose his explorer.
Yeah, the native scout.
Wait, no, never mind. He's the guy with the native explorer.
Yeah.
I was worried like maybe he could lose his explorer if the other person's native scout shows up, but of course he's a French player, so he's the one with the native scout.
Yeah, once again, both players aging relatively at the same time.
Yeah, and France, of course, going for a TP of his own here.
Jerimuno gonna get his Placer Mines upgrade in. French player just still has his hunting dogs at the moment.
I wonder what he chopped that 200 wood for.
Yeah.
Maybe a second TP somewhere, but his explorer isn't moving, so probably not.
No, looks like he's gonna pick up this nice little 65 coin treasure.
Okay, he's getting one house.
Okay.
And there's the wood crates from the Egypt, of course. We'll have to keep an eye on that. France getting a stable, of course.
Yep, gonna look like a pretty standard semi-FF. Both players have their coin and their food first stage upgrades, but nothing beyond that quite yet.
And
a nice job by the German player to gather in his hunts, I will say.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's the famous 6 villager 2 Yulan card.
Oh, it's so dirty. It's a devastating card, but it's one that I think Germany needs. I think it's kind of the one that defines them.
Yeah, that's it's a pretty good card. I heard it's 8 population. Wait, no, it's more. It's 10, right? Yeah, 10 population as an H2 card.
Yeah,
that's about twice as good as a card ought to be.
Yeah.
Oh, but there's the 5 Hussar that are going to most likely catch this 1 Yulan here. Or maybe not.
No, but he has scouted that his opponent is for sure going for a Hussar.
Yeah, it's actually
build.
really nice. And there's the 5 Yulan.
Yeah, and if he matches it up with the other 2 Yulan that he's created, he's going to be able to sweep up those Hussar fairly easily if he can get into an engagement.
Both players making a second batch of calf here.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yes.
And
even a
looks like
Berex for Luktom.
Yeah. Jerimuno is going to get his steel traps as well. But interesting. The economic unit population is pretty equal, 28 to 26, not counting the trading posts. But 5 more Yulan coming out.
Yeah, it was a full batch of 5.
Plus the 2 that he got from the 700 coin shipment.
So he's now up. He's now 14 Yulan.
Oh, if he could sandwich this Hussar batch, that would be brutal.
Yeah, these Hussars are in a lot of trouble, even though they might not notice it.
Yeah. Although he doesn't look like he's going to try to bring his Yulan over there. It looks like he's maybe going to try to scope out the rest of the base, or maybe try to link up these groups of calf here.
Yeah, I think that's his plan. He wants to make sure his calf are close together.
And the Hussar have seen it. They're going to go in, but they're most certainly going to lose this fight.
There's the Minutemen, though.
Well, they're going to do some damage. Going to take out 1 Yulan, but at the same time...
2 Yulan for 3 Hussar is currently the tally. Which is definitely in favor of Germany, because that's half his 3 Yulans for 3 of the made ones, basically.
Yep. And if you think that, Hussars are 200 resources a pop, that's about 600 resources that he lost compared to no resources that the German player lost, since he did get those Yulan for free.
Not just that, but Germany is also closer to the desired Fortress Age. I think he even picked up a CDB there.
Ooh, these 5 Yulan are going to get a little bit caught, though. Going to get caught by these Minutemen. They did kill a Vil.
Yeah, and denied 2 houses, which doesn't matter too much because he's not housed, but,
Yeah, they are going to go up now. But
I'm not sure if I like Germany shipping 700 wood there instead of waiting and just shipping 1,000 wood.
Yeah, is going up to the Fortress Age now, while the French player looks like he's gearing up for that as well. He does have the barracks down, while the German player does not. I do like the fact that he's getting that 700 wood, and he's going to be able to get his infrastructure down a bit quicker. So he's going to get those barracks and perhaps maybe another stable down, or maybe even another trading post. But
yeah, it does look like he's gearing up for a trading post.
Yeah. The Fortress Age has hit for Jerimuno. The barracks has come down.
I do want to point out that second trading post. Never mind.
I do want to point out that Jerimuno still has his steel traps working, while the French player does not. Which is might not sound too significant, but in the grand scope of things, it really is.
Yeah, for sure. Especially since Germany is ever so slightly ahead in Vils, of course. Because they get 4 Vils in Age 1 as opposed to the 3.75, and 6 Vils as opposed to the 5.
Yep, and the fact is also that
he killed the
veteran Yulan have come out, while veteran Hussar has not been researched yet.
And after this,
perhaps-
I don't think he will ever get it because he is going to lose all his hussars here.
And that's 1,000 more resources being lost, and I don't even think the German player might. Yeah, he's gonna lose one, two Ulan.
He actually lost 6 thus far.
Did he?
Yes, Germany has lost 6 Ulans, whereas Lukdom, the French player, has lost 1 Vil and 9 hussar. But that basically means that Germany has lost 2 Ulans, whereas French has lost a Vil and 9 hussar.
Look at this though, 10 Dragoons coming out, but I think the Jerimuno has done a good job predicting that because he has, look at all these skirms coming down the map.
Yeah, for sure.
He's able to deal with those very well.
And he is going to basically be ahead in skirm count for the rest of the game unless he makes a big mistake because of this.
These Dragoons are heading towards this coin mine here, which...
but they might get completely caught here.
Oh, no.
Yeah, and I think this is just straight up GG already. I don't think... Oh, no, they didn't get the snare off. Never mind. Never mind.
Oh, I was going to say, how do you recover from losing 10 Dragoons like that?
Yeah, I mean, this is still really bad for French, don't get me wrong, but if those Dragoons got actually caught and snared by the Ulans, those would have all died.
The 8 skirmishers have come out for the French player, but they're not going to be as effective versus Germany's composition as Germany's skirmishers are going to be against France's composition.
Yeah, losing even more CDB here now. Some of the Ulans are connecting on the skirms as well, and this just looks really bad for France.
Yeah, his Fortress Age, he's up to the Fortress Age, but it looks pretty lackluster.
Yeah, he needs to get like a batch of 5 gendarmes out and the 3 shipment.
Yeah, I will. The Ulan have been the Ulan numbers have gone down though, but more Ulan coming down the map.
And look at the villager population. He's lost 6 CDBs.
Oh, yeah, an 11 Vil population advantage, and that's calculating the extra potential of the CDBs. I'm gonna send his Ulan in there against these Dragoons. Not exactly what he needs. He needs to get his skirmishers over there.
Yeah, losing 6 CDBs is actually like losing 7.5 Vils, so
Yeah.
that's really rough.
Although he is going to lose like 4 Ulan, and he's going to lose 1 Dragoon from it. But there's so many skirms coming out. Oh, the 3 Cuirassiers.
Yeah, and these will need to perform some sort of miracle. And they actually might, because there's no anti-cap here.
No, there's not. The Dragoons have gone down, but yeah, there's no anti-cav coming down the map. Although there's enough skirms.
There is a lot of skirms here, yeah.
He might be able to deal with it.
Oh, I like what Lukdom did there, though. In between the mining animations, he actually got like 2 shots off with the CDB.
Yeah.
But now the last Cuirassier is dead.
At the same time, though, what units does he have in queue?
3 Dragoons against skirms.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to be forced off this coin mine.
Which is actually his coin mine. He did
Yeah,
get a second DP out, though, so he's going to get more shipments here.
Yeah, it's not looking good, though.
No, for sure. He's 13 Vils behind.
And
And there's the 9 Ulans.
oh, that is disgusting. Along with 5 more coming down the map. I think this is the game over push that Germany needs.
Yeah, France can't hold this. There is absolutely no way. He's used Minutemen. He's used his 5 Dragoon shipment. He's used his 3 Cuirassier shipment. So his choice for shipment is 7 Skirm or 2 Falks. Neither does particularly well against Ulans. And Jerimuno actually doing it, winning
Chrissy,
2 games in a row.
We're going to Game 7, Chrissy.
My god.
This is an awesome series. Jerimuno with the insane comeback, coming down 3 games to 1. If he wins this series, I'm gonna be.
Here, though.
Yeah, he does have the first pick.
And he's just picked the best Civ on the patch currently, Germany. Again, arguably, of course,
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I don't know, Lukdom Civpool, but he has not picked Germany yet. And if he does pick Germany, he has the option to counter-picking with Germany even, so Jerimuno doesn't even get to counter-pick Germany unless he first picks whatever he feels most comfortable as picking into Germany.
Although I do want to point out that Jerimuno does have the more versatile civs open to him. You know, he hasn't used Brits, he hasn't used France.
That is true.
He used Japan, which is the one civ that gets, you know, really hard countered, and he was able to win with that civ. So
they have to play Bengal, yes.
yes.
Which actually is a no TP map, so that's ideal if he is worried about.
I mean, that's gonna
Germany.
mean, boy, I would love to see him. He's going with India.
India is a pretty decent civ on this map. There's livestock, there's no TPs, and you can really abuse the map control you get from India.
Yeah,
I would imagine Luktom either mirroring here, perhaps, if he feels comfortable with that, or picking something like Aztec, indeed, to also basically do the same thing, but hopefully better.
Yeah, we did see Luktom win as India, which, you know, that's that might be a sign that perhaps he is good with India and he would like to play it. Looks like Aztec.
Yeah, I think Aztec's not a bad pick here.
Yeah. I mean, certainly a lot of shipments, but I don't know. That's a matchup I'm not quite sure about.
Well, Mace are really good against Sepoy. But
Yeah.
Sepoy are Sepoy.
Yeah, and you know, he does have the 4 Sawar shipment, which is, you know, will wreck Mace Holton if they don't have anything backing them up.
Yes, that is true. I do have to quickly go to the toilet, though. Be right back.
All right.
And no, I won't be casting from the toilet.
Oh, so you're actually leaving me alone this time?
Yes.
All right. Well, then I'm just going to look at what the chat's been saying. Let's see. Reading the chat, reading the chat, reading the chat. Oh, there's some kind of argument going on about Deccan. I think Deccan is a good map. I do agree with some of you guys saying that Deccan in 3v3 is kind of boring and not the best. I think that's just because it's gotten played so often. I think it's kind of the same, you know, in vanilla. Great Plains had such a bad rap because that's what everybody was playing on. Yeah. I definitely agree with you guys. This series has been really good. But, you know, thank you guys for all tuning in. I think we got 122 guys in the stream right now. That's really good, actually. So, thank you guys for coming and supporting the stream. But yeah, I want to see that. You know what? Let's do a little test here. I want to see in the chat who do you guys think has the advantage in India versus Aztec. Of course, with the delay, I won't be able to see it immediately, but I would love to see what you guys all think because I'm kind of conflicted on who has the better advantage there. So, in the chat, post which civ is has the advantage in India versus Aztec, and tell me why if you want to.
I have returned.
Oh, you have returned, Chrissy.
Yes.
Welcome back.
Hello.
Hello.
What is going on?
I don't know.
Did you play Aztec before or after Civ reset? Aztecs were played on Manchuria, so that would have been before the Civ reset. I don't think they were played on Hudson Bay.
I believe it was before the reset.
Yeah, they weren't played on Hudson Bay. They weren't played on Fertile Crescent. So
no. So he can very much play Aztec if he so chooses. And so it looks like it's going to be Aztec versus India for this Game 7 in this Very entertaining series.
Are you ready?
Yeah, this has definitely been quite a series. Going the full 7 games.
This is the first time I have done a 7-game series, and I will be honest with you, I am very excited. But the comeback has been awesome. Jerimuno coming down from 3-1. It's just been great, and this is the final map. I love this map too. Although it is a pretty short rush distance, which might favor Aztec, but we'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. We do have, though, on the right side of the map, playing in the color blue as India, Jerimuno, while his opponent on the left side of the map, playing in the color purple as Aztecs, look Tom. This is sudden death, of course. Now 3-3, final game of the series, win or go home. This is the final match of our last semi-finals series in the Second Chance tournament. Whoever wins this match goes on to the finals to face the person that won the previous semi-finals match, which you can probably find somewhere on the forum.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself.
And I'm going to go quickly look who that actually is, because I don't know.
Jerimuno is picking up the 30 food, and he looks like he's going to pick up another 30 food. So just taking these small treasures outside his base.
I can't find it.
Oh, you can't?
No, I can't. Oh well! It's a person, and he's probably pretty good.
Yeah.
I think it's Mongo. I'm not completely sure.
Is it Mongo?
It's either Mongo or Butifle, and I think it was Mongo. But I'm not 100% sure.
I wouldn't be surprised. Mongo's a very good player.
Anyway, though,
yeah.
Let's go on with this game. Oh, and we already see 100 food for Locktom. That is, of course, an amazing treasure to find in Age 1.
Mm-hmm. And India did pick up the equivalent of 60 food from his 2 smaller treasures.
Not far behind, then, luckily.
Yes.
Aztec again, of course, amassing a treasure guardian army here. And of course, no one is surprised that India is quite far ahead in the Cow War currently. Of course, having a second explorer really does help with that.
3, 4. Looks like he's found 5 of the yaks.
And I think he stole 1? No, never mind. It's just that Aztecs is eating the 1 water buffalo he found. He wants to age up as quick as possible.
Right. I'm expecting a very aggressive build out of the Aztec player. Looks like he's going to grab this 50 coin treasure, but the lion from the Aztec scout. Ooh, this is going to be 50. Oh, is this a? Oh, looks like a water buffalo steal, and he's going to pick up the 50 wood. So very nice job by the Aztec player. I think he's picked up some insanely good treasures. Oh, what happened here?
1 elephant dying to the guardians, actually.
And it reset the tiger.
Oh, that's rough.
Oh, man, and that elephant's in such an awkward position to recover as well.
Yeah, definitely. Whew.
Ouch.
But one thing that does have to be mentioned, of course, is the psychological impact this series might have on Looktom. He was up 3 games to 1. And then Jerimuno just straight up wins 2 games in a row.
Yeah, look at this, though. I mean, Looktom's already in the colonial age, and Jerimuno just... What the world?
I am not sure if that means what I think it means, but if it does mean that, I don't think he's allowed to do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Jim wrote that in the forum guidelines somewhere.
I don't think it's a very specific rule, but I'm sure it falls under something like intentional time stalling or something. Like what? I am confused.
Not allowed to bathe during tournament games. So I guess we could we could go over, what's going to happen so far in this Age 1. The Aztec players definitely won as far as treasures. But looks like a defensive aggro coming down from the Indian
the game
player.
is unpaused. I was
Yes.
just making sure that it's in the rules that he's not allowed to take a buff, in case I need to quote the rule.
Section so-and-so.
And yeah, we do have a defensive aggro, like you said. Probably Jerimuno noticing, like, wow, this guy is pretty damn quick and colonial.
Yeah.
Even
Look, Tom,
some
though,
walls.
this war hut wasn't incredibly early.
Yeah,
And so-
that's actually the downside to aging this quickly. You actually can't get a production building in time.
Yeah.
And
the economic
luckily
unit
for
population,
Jerimuno,
India is
actually,
known.
he had the specific spawn of this map, where there is 4 hunts on this side of the map. Sometimes you
Ooh.
get a spawn where your 4th hunt is over here near the mine. So he is quite lucky to have close by hunts, although he didn't hurt this thing in before walling
This
up.
is,
So
This is going to be interesting. I think it's going to depend on... So, this wave of Aztec shipments is going to be coming, undoubtedly.
yes,
If the Indian player can hold off that wave of shipments while maintaining his eco, I think he's in a very good position.
yeah, and it is going to be quite awkward for Puma to deal with this. They have to either siege down some of these walls while being shot at by an aggro fort and potentially a town center, or walk all the way around.
Yeah, it's certainly going to be interesting. The 700 wood was shipped by the Aztec player, so not going incredibly aggressive.
Oh, 300... sorry, 300 export for India here, and going for a very early consulate.
Yeah, it looks like a combination of Puma and Mace Holton coming in. But he does have these 2 sepoys, which if they can focus the Puma, these Mace Holton aren't going to do anything against this aggro fort.
Yeah, it's going to be very awkward to take this down, especially if he gets the Ottoman Minutemen, because those have a multiplier against Puma.
Yeah, although more Puma are coming out, and they just do so much siege damage too. I mean, look at that aggro fort. It's just... its HP is going down quite rapidly.
Yeah, I expect Ottoman Minutemen anytime here. He has not chosen a relationship yet, and he's not getting one either. He needs to choose one. Like, he needs to go Ottoman, like, now and get those Minutemen.
Yeah, this aggro fort, it's gonna... He's got Gurkha out, but that's... Oh, this aggro is gonna go down, isn't it? If this aggro goes down, it's
too
game.
late. I'm not sure why he didn't go Ottoman for the Minutemen.
Oh, that's... It's... Yeah, that's... You can't... Oh, you can't recover from that. I mean, maybe
Well,
he can, but...
It's
losing your aggro fort that early? I mean, he has no other production building available.
Oh, he has a
Finally getting the
consulate, I
Ottoman
guess,
consulate.
but...
But the Puma have noticed, and they're coming in.
Yeah, and
Oh,
there we go,
this-
Ottoman now, but it's too late. He needed those Minutemen.
Yeah, that's... Oh, that's really unfortunate.
There's the 4 Sours. I'm not sure how much those will be able to do, unless he really focuses the Pumas very nicely with these Minutemen. And there we do have the Ottoman Minutemen being called here.
Yeah.
Oh, the 4 Sours might be going in for the snare here, but I don't think he has enough to, like, actually fight him.
And look at this reinforcing batch. It's...
Yeah. Those Sours need to
this
actually
is-
go raid. That's probably the best thing they can do currently.
Yeah, but this fight is going to be won very hard by the Aztec player.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, this is really
very unfortunate. If he had gotten Ottoman during that fight with the aggro fort and shipped those Minutemen at the fort and just sniped the pikes, that would have really done
Yeah.
a lot. And he's now about 30 export away from getting the gardeners from his consulate, and there is no way the consulate will survive that long.
No.
He has
Not at
21 vils, so they got it at 0.3 per second, so he is... Or 0.03 per second, so he is gathering 0.6 export per second.
Yeah, and that goes down even if the gardeners showed up. I mean, look at how many Puma are here.
Yeah.
This
Even
is-
some reinforcing Coyote now.
I don't want to call it too early, but this game is firmly being controlled by the Aztec player.
Yeah, I don't think India can come back from this, barring a mistake from the Aztec player. That Stomp's a good beginning, though.
Yeah, very much. The sentries and the irregulars are all coming out. Even if he cleaned up this army, though, the fact that he lost that aggro fort so quickly,
Yeah.
I don't know. And
he
he's
doesn't
certainly
have
not
something
quickly.
like Enlist Irregulars in his deck to help him out
No.
here.
And I think the Pumas are just going to go straight for this town center. They certainly can. There's enough of them.
Yeah,
Oh,
for sure.
this is-
I don't think India can do anything here.
No, this is
have to
a
hold
sadly
it,
anticlimactic end to what was otherwise a great series. And I mean, I don't want to take anything away from Luktan. He played this very well.
Oh, for sure. Oh, look, Tom, with the offensive GG.
Well, it is GG.
It is. Oh, apparently it's Batif that won that other semifinals match then. Look, Tom knows it better than me, it seems. Oops.
Boy, that's gotta be tough for Jerimuno. That was a tough. Oh man, I don't know. Everything seemed a little bit late that game. There was
Yeah, I think he just got caught by surprise a bit by just how much Aztec had early. If he had just gone Ottoman, got those minimum at his aggro fort, maybe with a shipment as well, backing it up or something, he could have very easily held that. Maybe
if he
choking
had
a little bit.
Perhaps if he had spent, that shipment on the 5 Sepoy and the 4 sours rather than the 300 export.
Well,
it
I
could've
think the
turned out
300
differently.
export definitely was correct. He just forgot to use it.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, but congratulations to Luktan.
Yeah, definitely. Looked on playing
For-
really well that series, and he will go on to the finals. Which,
Yes.
if what he said is correct, is apparently butterfly. So
Well,
I am
guys,
very good at
that's-
this game and very knowledgeable about what's actually going on in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, well, guys, that's the series for you. Yeah, we hope you enjoyed this best of 7 that actually went to 7 games.
Yeah,
So,
and we even had 2 show match games before that.
Yeah, so
I wonder if that actually had some influence as well, because Jerimuno, of course, had played 2 games just before this series, so he might have been a bit exhausted for the final games here.
yeah,
But he did agree to the show matches, so yeah, very nice play by all 3 players, I guess, if we count the show match.
yeah.
But
But,
that will be it for us today, so we hope to see you next time, which will probably be somewhere at some point in the future. I am not sure when the next stream is planned.
I'm not sure either, but whenever it does happen,
We
hope
hope
you
to
guys
see
tune
you.
in.
Yeah.
Yep.
So good night, everyone, I guess, and yeah, bye.